Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live English class. I'm Christian, and this is Kangaroo English. If you are not connected with me on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, then please do. All of the fun, exciting things are not only happening on YouTube, they're happening on on social media, in the Facebook group, on my Instagram. My Instagram is lit. I hope that you are all well and happy. Um, we have who do we have in the house? We have Adrian from Argentina, DR from Kurdistan, Akdolas, Francesco Cucci. Francesco Cucci. Great Italian name. I assume you're Italian. Patricia from France, hello. Raoiz, Chandra, Felipe Jose, Sun Q Lee, Raoiz88 from Kurdistan. Hello, great to have you. Lucretia or Lucretia. Lucretia? Amr in Turkey. Adrian says that Down Under is the best place in the world. Sure, absolutely. Vincenzo Campo in Palermo. Bratana in Bangkok in Thailand says that it's raining all day. Well, we are having what's called in English an Indian summer. And an Indian summer is like a late summer when when August is meh and September is meh and then October is spectacular. This is an Indian summer, like a late summer. Like today it's 27 degrees, it's sunny. Well, actually now, right at this moment, it's not. It's cloudy and foggy and horrible. But that's typical in Galicia where I live. It's typical that in the morning it's foggy and then in the afternoon it's spectacular. Safana in Iraq. Hello, Safana. Aymano, Andres in Colombia. Benchi, my favorite Russian gangster. Great to have you. Igor Fatah Bakhmutov Ivan from Russia. Bakhmutov Ivan. I love pronouncing all of your names. It's my favorite thing. So today we are going to talk about phrasal verbs. But before we talk about phrasal verbs, I want to spend 10 minutes or 15 minutes answering some of your questions. So if you have any questions for me, ask me now, and then when we finish doing some questions, then we can do some phrasal verbs. So Jenny is a Brit living in Mauritius. Amazing. I used to live in Mauritius. I lived in Cupip, in the center of Mauritius, and it was fantastic. What a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Okay. Well, Jacqueline, thank you for joining us. I hope that you stay as long as possible. So Safana has a question, which is, what is the speech act in the English language? I don't really understand your question, Safana. Could you ask in a different way or explain what you mean by the speech act? Recently, Aymano wants to know if I have a master's in teaching English. No, I have no qualifications in teaching English. I never went to university. I've never studied CELTA or Delta. I don't have any teaching qualifications. I just I just did it. Let me tell you a story, okay? So once I was reading a book about the film industry in Hollywood, and it was talking about how to become a film director. What's the best way to become a film director? And in the book, the guy, he spends a lot of money going to film school, and then he spends a lot of money trying to get courses with people, trying to work on films as an intern, trying to get experience. And then one day he meets this really famous Hollywood director. And he says to the guy, he says, "How did you become a Hollywood director? Tell me, because that's what I really want." And the guy said, "Do you know what I did? I went down to the local print shop and I said, I want you to make me a business card. And the business card will have my name, and then underneath it will say film director. And then when I give people that business card, I am a film director." And that's how I started. I went from zero to film director because I said I was. And I think, now obviously that is not true for all types of work. For creative work, yes, okay, but some work like engineering or architecture, maybe you need other types of formal understanding, okay? But I think for some things, the best way to learn is just by doing it, okay? I don't know if any of you are doctors, okay? I don't know if any of you are doctors, but doctors, especially surgeons, have a saying. They have an expression, which is this, okay? So a surgeon is a person who does operations, okay? A person who, operates. And this is their edict, okay? It is step 1, C1. Step 2, do 1. And step 3, teach 1. And this is how a lot of surgeons learn how to do surgery. 3 simple steps. So first step, you watch a person doing the surgery. You watch a person, taking out an organ. And then step 2, you do one. So you try and do it. And then when you have some experience and when you're good at it, then you teach the next person. And this cycle of learning like this, I think this is a really great philosophy for learning a lot of things. Especially because the scientific research tells us that teaching something actually helps you to really understand it and know it better. So, same with your vocabulary and your phrasal verbs and everything. Look at it, learn it, and then teach it to someone else. Just like the surgeons. Okay, so let me have a look at some of your messages here. Okay, so Francesca wants to know about the meaning of get and all of the connected phrasal verbs with get. I think it's a good subject to start actually with get. I think we can talk about that today. Another question from Adrian about phrasal verbs. So, well, thank you, Jacqueline. That's very kind. And yes, it's true, Sanket. If you want to be a good teacher, you need energy, you need enthusiasm and patience. Especially if you teach children. Okay, so wow, so Irina says that she used to be an accountant, but now she is a lash maker. What do you mean by a lash maker? What is a lash maker? And she says, now I do my work and I really enjoy it. I mean, I think that's great. You know, there's no reason why you should do the same job all of your life. Try different things, you know, try and find your passion. Absolutely. It's great. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look at some of your questions here. So the first question is from Adrian. He wants to know about the phrasal verb go off. Okay. So go off, and as Adrian suggests, it can mean that you can stop liking something. Absolutely. You stop liking something. Like in his example, he provided an example. What did he say? He said, I went off hamburgers after I got food poisoning. Okay. Now, if you watched my classes about phrasal verbs, you know that the particle is very important. Okay? And who can tell me what off means? Okay? Who is a good student and who can tell me what is the abstract meaning of off? Off. And you can think about off as a partner with on. Hello, Jacek. To disappear, it could be to disappear. To finish something. Okay, to separate from something. Very good. To stop. Exactly. Disappear, off and stop. Yes. So if we think about on is contact, right? So my hand is on the paper, I'm having contact with my head and my body. So off means that you lose contact, right? So really it makes a lot of sense. I'm saying that I don't want contact with hamburgers because they gave me food poisoning, okay? I want no contact with the burger. And go, well, it makes sense because it was a movement, right? So at one point here you were in contact with hamburgers, you ate hamburgers, and then you went off. There was a movement to go off them. And you can also use go off for people. You can say, Christian, at the beginning, I really liked your classes, but I've gone off them. So this is an example of how phrasal verbs at the beginning do seem very confusing and illogical, but a majority of them, a big majority, really have a lot of logic if you start to analyze them. Okay? So there was another question here about, because you guys are such great students, I don't want to miss this. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Damn it. Why can't I find it? Now I can't. Okay. Yes, I'm going to answer one more question and then we'll start doing phrasal verbs. Okay. So then she says that recently his teacher told him that used to is B2 grammar level and inversion is C1 grammar level and da 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 da. The levels, right? B1 and B2 and C1. This is from the Common European Framework for Languages. Okay? It's designed so that everybody in Europe can study a language at the same level. So we know if a person in Germany has the same level as a person in Spain because we have this system to measure the level. But if you read the technical specifications of the level, it does not specify specific grammatical structures. I think that would be impossible. It's very vague. I would say that it's open to a lot of interpretation. Like, for example, a description is something like C1 is you can have a conversation about a wide range of topics and there is no struggle to understand or communicate between the speaker and the listener. Okay, but there is a wide range of interpretation in that framework, and I think that's why in some cases, you could have a B2 exam in one country that is very different from a B2 exam in another country. I think language is so complicated and so nuanced that it's very difficult to have a level. So to answer your question, no, specific grammatical structures are not specified in the framework. So, no. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at another question here. So, well, actually, I'm going to, because we're 17 minutes in. We have to get going. So let's start to talk about phrasal verbs. Now, I want to show you that phrasal verbs are not difficult. And to prove it to you, okay, I have this is a page from the Cambridge Phrasal Verbs in Use book. Now this is from the Phrasal Verbs in Use Advanced. This is the most difficult phrasal verbs book that Cambridge make. In theory, if you can understand these phrasal verbs, then your level is like native level. And I'm going to show you that with a little bit of abstract thinking, a little bit of logical application, they're not difficult. Okay? So. I'm going to put some sentences on the board and then we can talk about them. Okay? So. This is a conversation between two people. Fault. It must be so relaxing and enjoyable to just watch me writing on the board. What a pleasure. So this is A, and this is B, B, okay, and then we have one more sentence from A. I'm nearly finished, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the conversation, okay, so, and we have the dancing crab, yeah, dance crab. Okay, so person A says, you are keeping something from me. And B says, yes, Jill opened up to me last night, but I can't tell you and go back on your word, on my word. And then A says, you can tell me, I won't let on. So we have, here's the first phrasal verb, keep from. And here we have the second one, open up. And then we have this one here, three-part phrasal verb. And then this one, the final one. So now let's look at this. Jenny, that's very funny. Jenny. Jenny says that she's teaching an English class and watching me. It's very strange. Okay. So you are keeping something from me. So first, let's think about, what does from mean? From. Okay. From means that we are talking about this. We have our point of origin and then our current point. Okay. So I could say that that if I have two boxes, right? I have two boxes, and I move this. Oh God! I move these cards to here. Okay, so these cards are from this box. We're talking about a movement from a point of origin, and that means that we have distance. We have separation, very similar to off. Very similar to off. So, to keep from. So, keep helps us to understand that we are guarding something, we are protecting something. Okay? So, I'm protecting something from you. Okay? I'm creating distance. So, I'm the point of origin. I am not going to transfer this thing to you. Okay? So here I have the secrets. And you want the secrets, but no, I'm not going to transfer the secrets to you. I'm keeping them from. Okay? So it basically means that I'm hiding something from you. Okay? And then what about this? So Jill opened up. Now, we have to think about the human body as an object, and our mind contains secrets and stories and ideas. And we always talk about opening our mind, right? You open your mind and ideas come out and words come out and secrets come out. So I am opening up. I'm opening up. But open, okay, we understand open. Open is opening of the mind. But why up? So who is a good student? Who can tell me the meaning of up? What does it mean if I say up? What is the abstract meaning of up? Very good, Pavel. It means completely, 100%. Mayela, exactly. It's an increase, an improvement, a higher position. Okay? To escalate. Good. Good, good. Up. So it means all. It means 100%, right? So if somebody opens up, not only am I opening my mind, I'm giving you things, I'm giving you everything. I'm telling you all of my secrets. Okay? So this is why you see how the particle's important. And the same with from. Now, what about this? But I can't tell you and go back on my word. Now, back. What does back mean? Did you watch the video? Who remembers what it means when you go back? Very good, Pavel. To return. Happy birthday, Golden Ridge. I'm sorry that you watched Transformers. That was a bad decision. To return. Very good. To go back in time. Exactly. Now, because remember that language is from human experience. So, to a human, the idea of progress and momentum and discovery is in this direction because we walk forward. You know, when we move forward, we are discovering things and moving and creating. And this is your back. You go back. It's not good. You're returning to a previous point. And because we're humans, we talk about this as well to talk about time. Going forward in time and back in time. So going back is saying that you're going back in time. Now, imagine that I say to you, okay, don't tell anybody that I have a crab. Shh, it's a big secret that I have a crab. Don't tell anybody. And then you see your friend in the street tomorrow and he says, does Christian have a crab? Now, I want you to go back in time and you're coming back in time to when you promised. You promised me that you wouldn't tell anybody about the crab. So it's the idea of going back in time. You go back on your word. The moment when you promised, you're returning to that promise. Okay? And finally, what about this last one? Who can tell me what this means? You can tell me, I won't let on. So, does it mean realize? No, Pavel, it does not mean realize. No. Okay, good. So, Tahir, you have the meaning of this part. Absolutely. Let, which is permit. Okay? Permit. So, exactly. So, the meaning is to reveal the secret. You won't tell anybody. And if we look at the two parts, it makes sense because we have, so we're saying, I won't permit contact. Right? I'm saying, I will not permit myself to have contact about the secret. There will be no contact, no conversation, no facial gestures, no writing, no contact about this secret. So I hope you're starting to understand how to analyze a phrasal verb to get the meaning. Okay, to get that meaning. So let's continue. Okay. Nearly finished. Okay. So this is this is a continuation of the conversation, okay? So she poured out a lot of things last night. Yeah, I'm sorry about my writing. She poured out a lot of things last night. And then B says, did she own up to anything? So again, we have two phrasal verbs. So the first one is to pour out. So let's start with the particle, out. So things are in, the secrets are in my head, but last night they were out. Not in, they were out. Now, this is the fantastic thing about phrasal verbs, is the poetry, the nuance. So pour, normally what does the verb pour mean? Who knows this verb, pour? P-O-U-R. Okay, it does mean to rain. It's different from spill. It's different from spill because spill is an accident. Okay, but it means that we are transferring a liquid, only liquids, okay, it must be a liquid, from one place to another. So you can pour a liquid, you can pour a coffee, you can pour some orange juice, pour a glass of red wine, or pour a gin and tonic. And exactly, Venchi, you can pour milk for the cat, if you have a cat. Pour water, exactly. So the things are out, right? The things are out. The secrets are out, but not just out. They're pouring like liquid. It's unstoppable. There's so much pouring. Okay, so it gives us a beautiful meaning. I mean, you could say, she told me. It's perfectly correct. She told me. But telling someone and pouring out are very different. Very different. So again, we're analyzing the two parts and we understand. Okay. Now, I think this one is a bit more difficult. Do not pour water on your Xbox One. You should, actually, yes, pour water on your Xbox and then go and buy a PlayStation. So, does anybody know what this means? To own up? Any ideas? The question is, did she own up to anything? I think it's quite a difficult one, right? So, owning up is not revealing. It's different from revealing. So let's look at the two parts. Now, let's break it apart. So, what does it mean if you own something? If you own a car, or a dog, or a cat, or a telephone, what does it mean to own? Good. It means that you have something, right? It's very similar to have. It means that you possess it. Fantastic. So you're possessing something. And we know that up means 100%, complete. Right? Everything. All. Right? So what we're saying is, did she Did she possess? Did she take 100% all of the responsibility for something? Did she own it? So let's think about it like this, okay? Imagine if you go into the supermarket and you accidentally break a bottle of orange juice. And in the supermarket, on the floor, there's orange juice everywhere. Oh my God. Now, you have two options. You can own up. You can possess all of the responsibility for this. You can say, okay, I possess all of this. I'm sorry, it was me, I did it. You can own up. Or you can chicken out and run away. Chicken out. Because remember, we are going out of the supermarket like a big chicken. Okay, so yes, it's the same. It means to admit or to assume responsibility for something. So Sanket says that if you are in the supermarket and you break the orange juice, then the orange juice will, then the CCTV will catch you. I'm going to take one little moment to tell you a little story, because I think it's a really funny story from my life. Okay, so it's when I was living in Mauritius. Okay, and Mauritius is a beautiful place. It's a multicultural society. You have lots of Chinese immigrants and Indian, Pakistani, Sri Lankan immigrants, and also a lot of Europeans living together on the island. And of course, also the natives of Mauritius, who were, unfortunately, a majority of them were African slaves. Okay? But typical story, right? So, you know, we have all of these societies living together, basically in a peaceful way. It's fantastic, okay? But what is very strange in this very peaceful society, okay? When you go into the supermarket to do your shopping, they have about 50 security guards. Everywhere you look, there's security guards. There's a security guard at the door. There's a security guard at the checkout where you pay. There's security guards walking around. There's cameras, everything, right? And one day, I went to the security guard and I said, I don't understand. Like, people in Mauritius there's no crime. It's very safe. Why do you have all of these security guards here in the supermarket? And he said, well, the problem is that there are a lot of people who are very poor. And so they steal little things, like they steal bags of rice for their children, or they steal milk or baby food, things like that. So he said, we have a lot of problems with people stealing small things. And I said to him, wow, that's very interesting. And I said, where are you from? And he said, I'm from Nigeria. And I said, wow. I said, Nigeria is famous for crime and for you know, lots of people stealing things and it's terrible. I said, in Nigeria, the supermarkets must have 1,000 security guards. And he said, no, we don't have security guards in the supermarkets in Nigeria. And I said, what? I don't understand why. And he said to me, in Nigeria, people don't steal things from the supermarkets. They go to the airport when the aeroplane lands with all of the food and they steal the whole aeroplane. and he was serious, and it was like, and I think it was for me. It was a good insight into another culture and how another culture works. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to do a couple more phrasal verbs. Okay. About my writing. So appropriate. Okay, this is number one. We're going to do two more, okay? Okay. Here are two more sentences. Okay. So, I wish you wouldn't keep on at me about my writing. Well, keep on. Okay. And then finally, the best teachers don't talk down to their students. And I think some of these are quite transparent. You can see what they mean, right? So, to keep on. So, let's think about on. On is contact. And keep, very good, Safana. To keep means to continue. To continue, to maintain. So basically, it means that I'm continuing to have contact with you about this issue. I'm like, fix your handwriting is bad. Fix your handwriting. I'm continuing to contact. To keep on. In fact, there's a very famous phrase in English where we say that I want you to keep on keeping on. That is a phrasal verb combined with a noun, right? Keep on keeping on. Wow. And then this one, the best teachers don't talk down. This is very literal, right? So if I am up, okay, then I am superior. I'm in a high position. And if you are down, then you are inferior, reduced, a lower position, worse. So I am up. I talk down to you. You are a bad student. You are stupid. Okay. I think very, very transparent. Okay. And again, is it the same as patronize? It could be depending on the context. But they're not perfect synonyms, okay? And yes, so there's another example here in the comments. So to keep off the grass. So I'm saying I want you to continue to not have contact with the grass. Keep off my grass. Okay? Okay. We're going to do two more, okay? But I want these two to be more difficult, okay? Maybe something that you don't know about this, okay? Okay. Two more phrasal verbs, and I think that these are quite difficult, okay, when you look at them. But let's analyze. Don't try to play down the incident. To play down. So, first question, what does the verb play mean? It has various meanings. So tell me some of the meanings of to play. Okay, to play music. Very good. Playing music, of course. To play a game. Exactly. Okay, so Theo, this is the meaning that I was talking about. Also Chandra. Okay, to play is to play a role or to interpret a role. It's like acting. Okay, for example, in English, Shakespeare, he wrote plays. Romeo and Juliet is a play, so it's a type of acting. And I'm acting down, acting down. I'm asking you to reduce. So I'm saying, don't try to act, to make the incident reduce. Okay, don't pretend it's not serious, as some people are saying, to minimize, right? So imagine that imagine that I have a big car accident, and unfortunately both of my legs are completely gone. I have no legs. But my mum calls me and says, Christian, you had a car accident. Are you okay? And I say, yeah, no problems. Just a little scratch. I'm acting to minimize the seriousness, to make it less serious. No, okay. Which is very important when you're talking to your mum. Super important. Okay. Now what about this one? Who knows what this means? To wind up your sister. Don't wind up your sister. So that yeah. Sibashish, it was a big scratch. So we know that up is talking about an increase, right? We're increasing we're increasing something. But wind? Now, you'll notice that this is you could say a homograph, okay? The pronunciation could be wind, like, but that's a noun. This is the verb, wind. So, I can give you a physical example here. So, this is my microphone cable, okay? And now I'm going to wind it round my hand. Okay? This action, this is winding. It's to talk about the circular motion. So you can have a road that winds as well, okay? Now, if I'm doing this to a person, think about the tension. Think about the tension that's increasing. Okay? Yeah? Yeah, exactly. If you had, when I was young and we had VHS, you put the tape in your VCR and you rewind, because here's the tape going, whoa, 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 rewind. So, wind up is I'm increasing the tension, increasing the stress, increasing the pressure, wind. So, yeah, it means to annoy, to irritate, but deliberately, to drive someone crazy. And Do you know what a jack-in-the-box is? A jack-in-the-box is a box, and you wind, and then suddenly, bah! Out comes the clown. Okay? It's the same thing. I'm winding you, I'm increasing the pressure, increasing the tension, and then one day you'll be like, bah! I'm gonna kill you. Something like that. Okay. So I want you to realize that these are, according to, not according to me, according to Cambridge, the most difficult phrasal verbs in English, advanced phrasal verbs. And if we think about them a little bit, they're not too difficult. Okay? We have to just analyze, think in an abstract way. No problem. So, and, it doesn't have to be horrible to study them. You can try and study them in a fun way. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me before we finish this class? I have a little bit of time to answer a couple of questions. And yes, you're right, Mayela. You not only have to learn them, you have to use them. Use it or lose it. So Pavel is asking, do you teach a phrasal verb using the verb or the preposition? I think it's always good to start with the particle, the preposition, and then you can look at the additional meaning, the extra meaning from the verb, right? Because for example, why? Why? Because here's a very common phrasal verb, get on. Right? And get on has various meanings. That get, really? It doesn't tell us very much. Okay? But this tells us a lot, the on, right? Because on is contact, right? And also we know that on is physically, okay, physically to mount something, right? To board. And we also know that on is like continue, right? So, and this is three meanings of the phrasal verb. So, for example, as Kati and Mustafa are saying, you can get on with a person. It means that you have a good relationship. You have contact. You get on. You contact. It's you like the person. You contact with them. Okay? And then get on can also mean to continue. You can say, I can't talk to you because I have to get on with my work. I have to continue my work. And then on, literally like on, I have to go and get on the bus. Okay, so from the particle, we have the meaning. The verb, it depends. It depends. Imana wants to know how old I am. I'm younger than I look. The problem is that my wife looks really young, right? So, but she's actually older than me. So, you see, this is what I'm talking about, Chandra. No, I'm not 45. So the problem is that my wife makes me look even older because I look older than her. It's bad. No, I'm not 45. I'm at the tender age of 38. Thank you, Golden Rich. It's 30-something. 38. What a great age to be alive. 38. Almost Almost at it. You're 38 today. What a coincidence, Golden Rich. Incredible. Yes, it's the beard. So, in 2 days, we are reading all of the Oxford Dictionary of English. Every word in the Oxford Dictionary of English. It's going to be incredible. And if you're watching this, you can help by sharing the video with your friends. Tell everybody about it. And you can also help by sending a message to your favorite English teacher on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. And say, hey teacher, are you going to read the dictionary with Christian? Please. He is trying to give free education to refugees in Europe. So I want you to send your favorite English teacher a message and say, help him out. Okay, let's do this. Let's all come together. All of the English teachers come together and do something amazing. I'm super excited about Thursday, about World Teachers' Day, about reading the dictionary. It's going to be incredible. Mayella says that she's 38, 24 years ago. Yeah. Well, this is the problem with getting old, is nobody can escape. It's yeah. So 10 a.m. Central European time. So 10 a.m. on this Thursday, come and join us. Everybody's reading the dictionary. It's going to be incredible. We're going to raise millions of euros. Yeah. So anyway, I have to go. Thank you all so much for watching. Please connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. There's stuff happening every day. And I hope that you learnt some good things about phrasal verbs today. So, I'm Christian. This is Kangaroo English. I'll see you in class. Bye.